What was your just takeaways after watching the film with that one?
My takeaway was I feel terrible that we didn't come away with the victory for as hard as we played and some of the good things we put out there. I really was proud of. I thought the O-line, especially in the run game, started to come together. There was some physicality. It started to look like we had envisioned it. So I think those are all positives, But to squander the game essentially by making some silly mistakes that we have to do a better job of coaching. That stuff is it's hard sometimes to take, but you move on, and that's football. So I'm excited for where we're headed. I'm excited for what is on that tape, and there are things that are very fixable that will make us a better football team.
You guys are 12 of 22 on touchdowns in the red zone this year. What does that number mean to you? What are the issues there against a
Honestly, I don't see it as big an issue just personally, because just when we played some of those early games, and even though we're supposed to maybe beat someone handily, when you're up 3 or 4 scorers, I hate to use a limited amount in college. You just don't have the time to have a bunch of plays in. So you have the core themes. I hate putting them on film when I didn't necessarily need it. I mean, there are games I'm just throwing fades in the corner 3 times in a row. I mean, at the end of the NIU game, literally, I didn't want to put anything on there that someone would use against us. So that affects things. But yeah, obviously we need to be more efficient, and you can't have those kind of things happen like what happened in the game on Saturday.
What were your impressions of finally getting to see Chris kind of unleash against an opponent?
It was exciting. I mean, the guy is everything. Just I knew what he was, but to see it live and to just watch his presence, like he's just one of those physical guys, and he just has great feel. I had felt I think he's a really good pass catcher, and it was kind of underrated probably when I got here, and I've known that about him. I thought he did a nice job in the pass game, catching some balls with some good feel and doing some good stuff. So just overall, really like his demeanor and everything about him. I mean, he's just such a good football player, and he's going to have a long, good career.
In the pass protection side of things, I know there's a lot of things you can do to help those guys out, but do you kind of know what works better than others? Because sometimes those blitzes aren't getting there, and sometimes that they are coming free.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's a combination of things. I feel like we've assignment-wise have especially the last couple of weeks have been really on it. It is interesting that our protection issues have come mostly. I feel the safety was an unfortunate play, but I feel like most of the plays come when we've had 4-man rush, twists, and guys get picked or something happens, and part of that is a combination thing. It's getting better, growing together. Part of that is we have to get better in our techniques and gain some confidence, and part of that is we have to help with the scheme. So I honestly feel like that has, if you looked at our sack tape, hit tape, things like that, which I do every week when I self-scout, it's something that has been a problem since the first game. It's gotten better at times, but it has led to some issues. But overall, I do think we're improving in that area, and I feel like I said, sacks all come from various reasons. You're not going to be perfect all the time. It is hard to pass protect in college football sometimes. But yeah, we got to do a better job.
Which South Carolina does blitz a lot. What do you see out of their defense?
I think they're very sound. I think they have a clear identity what they do. I think they have a very good nickel. Like he's an exceptional football player with a high IQ and football smarts, and you have to be aware of him. I think he makes it go. But I appreciate teams that they know their identity, what they do. They want to be sound at what they do, and I feel like they've played 2 really good SEC teams. But I feel like what they put on tape is really good football.
The old adage is you don't want one loss to turn into 2, right?
Exactly.
But how have you seen the team respond despite being this close to?
Yeah, the character of this team to me is tremendous. Today was unbelievably good energy, positive. I thought it was one of our best Tuesdays. I thought that they were very detailed. I can see how much faster we can get ready each week with carryover. I see the line. My experience is this is about the time, week 4 or 5, that we really start to click when it comes together in the line and the run game. And I saw it in the game. I saw it in practice today. My bet is there was very few mental assignments. The techniques are getting better. So I'm excited about that part because it'll make the whole thing better. And so I feel like today was a really positive day.
The screen game slow down the rush for you?
Yeah, I mean the screen game is a counter to the pass rush, and I thought we've done a nice job overall in the screen game. I thought we had a really good job by the line and some execution in the game last week, and we're going to continue to have to do that. It's just another way to run the ball in a sense with your dynamic guys. Just get them in space, get them going in the play, get the play started for 4 or 5 yards, and let them do the rest. And I feel like we can do that with a lot of different players, and I'm excited about it. We got athletic guards, and I feel like we can do that stuff.
Rich, this might sound a little antithetical after the quarterback has a couple of lost fumbles, but Will had a lot of explosive running plays last season. We're not seeing a whole lot of that. So are there factors behind that? Or?
Yeah, I mean there are. It's a combination of things. It's trying not to run him, so we save him. And when you do run him at times, I feel like he's just so darn competitive, he'll lay his body out there. And those shots he takes, they'll add up on you. They'll shorten your career, they'll shorten your season, and it's just something that I don't want to happen. However, we'll do whatever it takes to win. And, every week we'll have our various plays up for him to run the ball, and we did. Last week it was a little different how the game went. But yeah, we'll use him. He's gone off schedule a few times, but we're playing more from the pocket, and that's his gift. And he can run and do those things, but I do just when the pockets have been tight at times on him, but some of those throws he makes are very special. That throw to Dingle, for example, so he's worked so hard on that. I think that will cut into your off-schedule play. This offense does allow you to progress, so you're less likely, if number one's not open, to just run around. But we do need to create those opportunities for him because he's so good at it.
Obviously, you'd like to see 6-7 yards at least on every first down rush, but it seems like C-Rod just gets that more than. So, is there something to him, and how does that just help out second down so much?
It's like I said, where I came from, some of the guys that went, in fact, the running back coach for the Niners, Bobby Turner, is one of the best in the NFL at evaluations, and he taught me a lot. His office was next to me, one of my favorite people in life, and he found Terrell Davis and Alfred Morris and all the guys in the Niners, Breed and all those guys. And the one thing I always loved about him is he just understood how guys in our offense, how they press their combinations, and then on contact, just their pad level, how they run behind their pads, and just that ability to never stop your feet. And it's a mindset, it's also a skill. And you can see it when guys do it. They have to have good hips, they got to be powerful, and they got to have some feel. And I'm telling you, man, the guy that's why you don't understand when 2nd and 7 and 2nd and 4 are a big difference. 3rd down and 2 versus 3rd down and 5 is a big difference. And that's what makes you better. And, that's what he can do for you.
Okay, folks, thank you. We've got